Give me your name and what you do.
My name's Adeem Younis and I run a matrimonial agency called SingleMuslim.com.
When did you launch SingleMuslim.com?
We set up Single Muslim in 2000, so it's been 16 years now.
And what brought it about?
The reason that we set up Single Muslim is that we saw a niche in the market. A lot of my kind of friends and the elders within the kind of friends groups were having proposals, or the parents were getting them married from kind of Asia, kind of Africa or the Middle East, and getting arranged marriages from the countries of origin where the parents were from, which is naturally what happens in kind of Asian subcontinent society. The majority of Muslims in the UK are of Pakistani origin. But what I was seeing is that those relationships, those marriages, number one, weren't being accepted, and number two, when they were married, they were from different planets. Pretty much what they had in common, what they liked, where they were from, what their interests were, what their kind of plans for the future were totally separate. It's just, you know, there's an old Arab proverb saying that you can plough a field with a bull and an ox, but you can't, you know, it's not going to be successful, it's not going to be enjoyable by anybody. And it's kind of like, it's like that the marriage relationship is something that's going to be lifelong, and if you don't have those common factors and you're not able to see the same vision together with yourself and with your family, your future family, then it's just a recipe for disaster, I think. So Single Muslim is profile based, and what you do is you register your profile, you put on there you kind of your bio data, so anything from your education to your background to what you like to what your partner would be interested in. You can also add on there in terms of faith-based interests, so you know how religious you feel you are. Do you pray? Have you been on Hajj? Have you been on the pilgrimage to Mecca, for example? And then with that data, you're able to contact other people. And before you contact them, you can see their profile. And if you're interested and you see that there's kind of mutual interest, maybe you're interested because you're in the same locality, maybe you're interested because you're in the same profession, or you kind of got the same ethnic background or whatever. And it's huge. It's been a huge success. We've got over 2 million registered members. We've had 50,000 marriages, and we're international. So we're the largest Muslim website in the UK, bar none. And you know, we boast some fantastic hits. And
in terms of yourself personally, how did you go from growing up in Wakefield to launching such a successful business?
So I had a really great kind of career progression. When I say career, I had a really great kind of academic history, because I was at Outward Grange School. Then I went from Outward to Wakefield College, and at Wakefield College a couple of tutors really supported me, and they gave me a 2-week work experience at Yorkshire Television here in Leeds. And what that happened, that just kind of made me realise that, you know what, it's not kind of some aliens or some external life forms that come and do TV production or graphic design or business. These massive companies, blue chip companies, that are run by just kind of down to earth, real people who have just got a passion, who've got a focus, and who have had an opportunity. So what that enabled me to do was, when I finished the work experience, they actually extended it for 6 months. So I was there 1 day a week. And then when that was over, I thought, right, okay, what can I do now? And then, because I had the idea, it wasn't just a case of having the idea, going to sleep, waking up and doing something else, or going back into the rut and kind of like maybe getting a job at B&Q or McDonald's or whatever, like some of my friends have done. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's a kind of career choice. But I thought, look, I'm going to pursue my dreams and start this up. And the first 5 years, it was literally, I was just putting good money after bad money. Kind of, you know, people were saying to me, what on earth are you doing? You're not making anything. It's ridiculous. It's never going to work. And, you know, but as soon as it kind of, the tide changed and it was a success, and, you know, you've got the naysayers who say to you, I knew you could do it. I knew it'd be a success. You know, if anybody could do it, it's you. And of course it was going to work, because you had this opportunity, you had this. But it's a case of, you know, believing in yourself and really kind of focusing on what you want to do and pushing that out there. And being in Wakefield with the tutors who were there at Wakefield College allowed me to kind of initially recognise that was possible. And then from there went to Leeds University, again made some really good networks and some good contacts. And it was from those relationships that I've made at college and at university where the team initially started. And it's a corny saying, but I use it anyway. I always say that it's the teamwork that makes the dream work. So it's my vision, and it might be my kind of focus and my direction, but it's not me that makes it happen. It literally is the team around us, and that's why I always say we started it and we did it, and you know we've made this success.
And where does that team work now? How are you set up as a business?
So we're still in Wakefield. We've moved from the offices where we were initially. We've moved to some nicer offices. Kind of we've catered it out. It's a state of the art digital office. We've got our own server racks. We do kind of outsource to other servers up and down the country as well. But it's our own setup. It's our own team, hardware, software, and we've got some of the best. I believe we've got some of the best kind of software, hardware engineers in the country that work for us now.
You've got lots of businesses. How did they all come about?
Yeah, so we from Single Muslim. When we set up Single Muslim, it's very digital based. It's very kind of office based, servers, online, and it got a bit boring, to be honest with you. And you think to yourself, there's got to be more to life than just kind of these zeros and ones and all this kind of online digital spending. And you know, it's a very, very good business, a very, very lean business. So from there, we started to kind of help back and give a little bit back to the less fortunate. So my family's from Pakistan, and kind of go back to Pakistan on a regular basis and kind of help with school teachers and help with people getting out of debt and building wells and so on and so forth. What we also have in Wakefield is a design agency, so we have a design and print agency. So when one summer I came back from Pakistan, and some of our kind of clients, they were coming back from Disneyland in Florida, and you know, they were saying, what have you been doing, Adeem? What have you been doing over the summer holidays? And they were telling me about their experiences and so on and so forth. And I said, look, I went to Pakistan and I helped some people get out of debt, and I married some orphans off, and we built a well, and we kind of, you know, we did this and that, the other. And he was just like gobsmacked. He was like, wow, I wish I could do some, you know, things like that and help in that way. And it was really kind of a moment of realization for me, because it's like, actually, you know, this is where I'm from, and this is what I'm able to offer and I'm able to do. But you know, some people can only see that and have that intervention on television, or maybe kind of through a third party or something like that. So the client kind of pulled out his checkbook and said, I'm going to write you a check. And I was like, I can't accept this check, because you know, if I'm wearing a nice suit or if I'm driving a car, it's going to be on my conscience. I'm going to feel that, you know, I've not done justice to the money that you've given me. So I said, okay, I'm going to establish this. I'm going to set it all up, and we're going to make it a professional kind of entity and an organisation. And one story that kind of led me to the name of the charity was, when I was coming back from Pakistan, we pay the teacher there on one of the schools in the rural villages £30 a month. And when I'm there, he actually literally kind of, you know, looks for me and he asks for me all the time and says, you know, is Adeem here? Is he coming? And so on and so forth. And when I finally arrive, he kind of comes and sits next to me and tells me about his great life, tells me about his family, tells me about his children, tells me about what his such a small salary of £30 enables him to do on a daily basis, on a weekly basis. And he's surviving, and he's loving his life, and he's really enjoying it, and he's got really good opportunities locally for his children as well. So when I landed back in the UK, you know, before, when you land in the UK and you don't have a shower and you don't sleep, you still kind of, those memories from your holiday or your kind of travels are still very, very fresh. Landed in the UK, picked the car up from Manchester Airport, and there was no fuel in there, so I went to the petrol station, filled the car with the fuel, and it kind of clicked at £90. And you just got this really horrible feeling inside. You think to yourself, my God, you know, £90, that's 3 months worth of wages for this chap and his whole entire family, his extended family as well, because he's supporting his children, he's supporting his kind of parents and his kind of uncles and so on and so forth. And I'm like, oh my God, this feels, that just didn't sit right with me. It just felt horrible. And, you know, I remember feeling that feeling for like weeks on end, because that car I'm going to drive around maybe 3 days, 5 days, maybe a week, it's going to be empty. And it's not something that you think about. You fill it up, you drive, and then when it's empty, you fill it up again, and you drive when it's empty. And that's where the name Penny Appeal came. It's all about small change, big difference. So it's affordable and rewardable. So for us, what we see as throwaway change, pennies, you know, small change, maybe a few pounds, for someone in the developing world can be transforming, life transforming, and it even can be life saving as well. And it's been, again, you know, we work in over 30 countries now. We've got a UK program as well. And it's been 6 years since we launched a charity, and it's going from success to success as well.
How many staff do you employ?
In the Wakefield office, there's over 100 people now working across the different organisations.
And I hear you've also started some charity work closer to home in terms of domestic violence.
We do, yeah. We've got an amazing campaign called Love Thy Neighbour. So Love Thy Neighbour is a UK-based campaign, and our focus this year is solely on UK campaigns. And the campaign is really all about kind of helping people, whether it be feeding locally, whether it be shelter, whether it be kind of, you know, helping women, but even men on domestic violence issues as well. And it's a program that we're very, very proud to say that it's Wakefield based, and it helps people up and down the country. We also kind of at Christmas time and that kind of holidays, we go and see other vulnerable people. There's elders that we go and meet and give them support, maybe take them to the hospital, see their appointments, or even just give them company, to be honest with you. Just be there for them when they don't have anybody else. Go to hospitals and present children who are terminally ill with presents as well.
What spurred you on in that field?
So it really was so sometimes I don't give the full story, but it's like I guess when I was younger, I lost my father at a young age, and we brought up with a single parent. My mum brought us up, and my mum was my mum and my dad, and it was fantastic. We never thought we had anything, you know, less than anybody else. We were kind of on par with everybody else, and you know, there was no shortage there. However, there's still something, there's still a feeling that kind of makes you think that what if my mother and father didn't come to the UK? Because when I've gone back to my parents' home in Pakistan, I'm thinking to myself, actually, if we were born here and not in the UK, it would have been such a different life. It would have been, you know, it's unimaginable poverty that you would live in, unimaginable kind of place in terms of no opportunities, no education, nothing for the future whatsoever. But what we were able to do, because we're here in the UK, because we have what we have, because we have the income and and you know, more than anything else, you're able to make a living, make a good living for yourself, and also give back. And I think that giving back is upon every human being, and we should always give back, whether you've got small or whether you've got a lot. And I think just me being able to network with people and get the right people on board, get the right people in the team, we're able to help a lot more than just kind of those people that are, you know, that I know. Basically, we touch millions and millions of lives every single year, and I think it was important for us to focus back on the UK, where we are here, because again, you know, we're very, very fortunate that we might not see poverty on a daily basis, but there's some unbelievable poverty that exists below our noses, basically at the end of our streets. And it's just making sure that, yes, it's about your neighbour more than kind of your neighbour, maybe physical neighbour, maybe physical to your street, maybe physical to your town or city that you live in, rather than kind of maybe, you know, in another subcontinent somewhere.
So you've got signalmuslim.com and charities as well. Where do you see yourself in the future?
So I think the future is we're supporting a lot of small incubation type businesses now, because we've got a digital platform, we've got expertise on a digital level, and also we understand the kind of the community, the society as a whole, but the kind of society, the Muslim society, the demographics that live in that kind of space. A lot of the charities focused, even though it's not a Muslim charity, the board of trustees are a mix. We've got 3 females, we've got 2 males. I'm chair of trustees, and we've got a chap who's called Eric, who's a non-Muslim. But there is still a very much a Muslim ethos to the work that we do, which is humanitarian. So it's not that we help anybody or everybody who needs help and assistance. I think the future is using the skills and using what we have to help incubate other small businesses, whether they be kind of businesses to make profit, or whether they be businesses or organisations that help in society and be not for profit. I think we're in a very, very good position, and you know, we're in the heart of the country, and we're in a really great location that there's so much talent around where we are as well, and just giving other people, like I was given an opportunity by my tutors at Wakefield College, hopefully being able to be a step up or be a kind of a door opening for somebody else that's there that can help more people as well.
Thank you.